Alright, so today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk a little bit about the last two things that I did to my Dodge Charger SRT8, as we haven't really touched much on it in the last few weeks. My car's been off the road for like a week and a half then, and then before that I was driving a little bit and I was off for another week after that because of the weather. We did get a snowstorm here, and my road specifically, I get just like so much sand and salt just thrown all over the road. It's like a beach. So I wasn't able to drive that. I was driving my Mazda the last week and a half straight. People were like, what did you do to your car? Run over like a white can of paint? Because just the sand and salt was all over my maroonish red Mazda that it looked like I ran over a can of white paint. I upgraded my brakes. My brakes were really warped, if you could look back in a few of those videos. And I put on R1 Concept premium drilled and slotted rotors, as well as Hawk 5.0 pads. Now those brakes have been fantastic. I haven't had any squeaking, any issues whatsoever, so I'm really happy with those. But the main reason for this video today, we were talking about the new tires that I put on. If you did see back in the video I did about, I think like 3 weeks or a month ago, my 100 subscriber burnout video, I roasted the hell out of those tires, so there was clearly nothing on those tires. I couldn't drive those really around anywhere, and it was pretty dangerous being on those tires. I have different tires I'm running in the front than I am in the back, and my reason for that was I got a really good deal that I couldn't pass up on. I got 4 Goodyear RSAs for like $140, and they were slightly used. They had about 90% tread on them, so I was like, hell, why would I not buy these 4? So I put those 2 on the front. So on the back I put on some Falken Pro G4s. I wasn't really looking to spend too much money. If you guys follow me, you do know that I will be selling this car, unfortunately, in the springtime, and getting myself into a brand new car come spring/summer of next year. So I wasn't looking to put on some crazy ridiculous tires and spend a lot of money, as I am pinching my pennies and doing what I can so I can get into the vehicle I want next year. So I have driven a good couple hundred miles on these tires to get a good feel for where they're at in both wet and dry conditions, as well as pretty nice warm days all the way down to really cold, like 25-30 degree days. As today, it's about 38-39 degrees, and it's pretty cold. So my thoughts on these tires. So I bought these Falken Pro G4s for about $160 a tire. There was some good reviews that had like an 8.7, 9-ish, and I just figured, hey, why not? They're pretty inexpensive tires. Let's see what happens. They had good reviews, so I just pulled the trigger on them and give it a shot. So in terms of comfort and smoothness of the ride, whether they're quiet or not, these tires are actually really quiet and smooth. Prior to these tires, I had General G-Max ASO3s, I believe they were, and those were pretty good as well. So this is really good that these tires are pretty smooth and quiet. My dad had Pirelli P0s on his Camaro SS, and that was just what was coming stock on those cars at the time. I don't know if they're still putting P0s or something else on the cars, but anyway, those tires were very loud, and they would almost like hum. And then the other drawback to those were the tread on those Pirelli P0s also kicked up a ton of rocks, and it was just all bad news for driving everywhere. So I'm really happy that these are pretty quiet and they ride smoothly. In terms of whether these tires can hook or not, they're not fantastic. I wouldn't say they're absolutely shit, but when it comes to hooking, it is, depending on the conditions, pretty hard to get these tires to hook in first and in second gear. I found out that in rain as well as cold weather, it is almost near impossible to hook in first and hook in second on these tires if you're trying to actually like put the pedal to the metal and get a nice 0 to 60 time. Or what is this car doing in front of me, bro? Cool. So that BMW X3 just like went into the middle. It's 2 lanes, drove like literally in between the dotted line for like 2 seconds, swerved back over to the right, swerved back over to the left. Cool. So anyway, I found in dry conditions and in pretty decent temperatures, I would say maybe 55 and up, these tires actually handle pretty well. I was able to get some pretty good 0 to 60 times around like the 4.5 to 4.7 when those conditions were fair. But anytime when it was really, really cold or the road wasn't perfectly dry, you're definitely gonna have problems hooking in first and second gear in here. In terms of confidence, are these confidence-inspired tires? Like I did compare these to my prior tires, which were the General G-Max ASL3s. I was able to just run through back roads, cornering and everything else, confident as could be. You know, I was not a dumbass and pushed the car. I know the limits of this car. I've had this car for 4 years just about, so I wasn't stupid. But I could push this car to where I was comfortable at the limits of this car and be confident as ever with those tires. Whereas these tires here, I'm not as confident in them as the previous tires that I had. And that may very well be just because I haven't driven the amount of miles on these tires as I have in the other ones. So it just may be getting used to those tires and then building the confidence with them, trying other things. But anyway, I would say they're at a moderate confident level when you're cornering or just going through back roads, ripping around, that these aren't just gonna slide out unless you're actually stupid to do something, and that's a different story. I wasn't expecting, like I said, to have tires that hooked crazy or were like drag radials. These are under $60 tires, just regular street performance, all season type tires. So I wasn't expecting that from the beginning. Would I have liked them to hook a tiny bit more? Definitely. So I'm at a red light right now. We're gonna see if we can get these tires to hook. Like I said, it's around 38, 39 degrees. Yeah, right. Then you just gotta hit it and fucking... Yeah, so, oh shit. Cops. Wow, I pulled onto that pretty great. Oh shit. And that's why you shouldn't do stupid things on the road, because you could get pulled over like that. And I just made quite the noise in front of that cop that was up on a hill. So don't do stupid shit like that, guys. I was just trying to demonstrate it, but hey, it wasn't a smart action to do. So yes, I actually did just turn on my interior lights to get a little more light into this camera. And like I said, I apologize for the quality of this video right now, but the content is what's more important. And I wanted to get this out for you guys because we're not going to have too many more times with the Charger, as once the sand and salt really comes down and the snow comes down, this car's off the road. So for a fair review on these tires, you need to look at all conditions and to take those into consideration. These tires under warmer conditions, I would rate it as a moderately decent tire. When it comes to cold, like you just saw, I could have just spun there all day in first gear. If somebody lined up next to me, I'd be done. But then again, I'm not really driving this car in super cold weather anyway, but these tires absolutely suck when the cold hits. Oh. Wow. Huh. When a state trooper just cruises up and your heart drops. Woo! Damn, so I thought I was just getting pulled over from that state trooper that was just flying up here. My heart's a little fluttery right now. So would I buy these tires again or recommend them to anyone? Probably not. Spend the extra little money and get some better tires. These have been frustrating in the past in both colder and warmer conditions, as the hooking is just really not there. They're absolutely not going to work with the horsepower push to those wheels. So I do have a few more cool videos and some fun things with the Charger within the next 2 weeks or so, just before she's got to lock up and hibernate for the winter. So I definitely do have some really cool winter ideas that I'll have in store, as well as some car reviews in the next few coming weeks, and I'll probably be doing a lot of Subaru stuff during the winter for cars, for like cars, installations, reviews, stuff like that. Let me know your experiences you guys have had with tires, if you've had experiences with getting shitty tires, or if you have any recommendations for other people maybe with Chargers or cars that have a good amount of power to your rear wheels. Anything you guys want to input, please feel free to drop that below. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. If you have not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you thought the video was informative in any way or you liked it, please slap that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.